9th District of Tennessee, Mr. Cohen.
Without objection, the gentleman is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I want to thank the Speaker and Mr. Lynch and Congressperson Blackburn for bringing this to the floor and for extending the time. I particularly want to thank Congressman Blackburn for initiating this concept because John Wilder deserves recognition, and he deserves recognition by having this post office named for him. We name post offices quite frequently for people who deserve it. But John Wilder put Fayette County on the map. And when you put a county on the map, the post office in those small counties is the place where the county is. That's where mileage is measured from, and people congregate, and political gatherings occur, and all that. John Wilder was my friend, is my friend, and has had an unbelievable contribution to the people of Tennessee. I know it's been discussed how many years he served as lieutenant governor, longest serving elected official in the free world of a legislative body, and how much he accomplished. I served in the Tennessee State Senate with John Wilder for 24 years. I think one of his most significant moments came before I knew him, in a time when there was segregation in the South and there were efforts to penalize black farmers in Fayette County. Instance that John Wilder refers to, and many people do who remember it, as Tent City. And there were attempts to take advantage of the sharecroppers and to force them in certain ways. And John Wilder didn't go along with the establishment, and he stood up for civil rights, and he stood with the black farmers in Fayette County, the African-American tenant farmers, and refused to punish those black tenant farmers by evicting them or calling in their crop loans. That's a moment that John Wilder refers to when he speaks, and I believe for those who are people of conscience, people in the civil rights movement throughout the Mid-South remember John Wilder for that principled stand, and was a stand by which men were known. One of the other things that John Wilder did that are most significant is he instituted a system in Tennessee where our judges were taken out of the political spectrum to the extent possible and put into a selection system. The Wilder plan, which survived an attempt to eliminate it in this General Assembly, but has served Tennessee well, provides that appellate judges are selected, not elected, but selected, and that meets the provisions of our state constitution and allows for judges who are not well known by the public to be chosen by a merit process. They have to stand for approval elections at the public ballot, at the general election, but they are chosen not initially in contests where people have to go raise money and campaign on name recognition, but are selected based on their qualifications as submitted through a panel and chosen by the governor from a list of 3 and then stand for re-election. And I think all but one of those people have been approved by the electorate and maintained. So his stand for civil rights and his stand for meritocracy in the judiciary are the 2 things I think John Wilder has done that are most admirable of the many. He also set up a board of education for the state to help K through 12 and to put some common sense into the education processes in our state. No things are more important than civil rights, education, and a fair and impartial judiciary, and John Wilder stood for all of those. He's been a lawyer and respected in the courtroom. He's a farmer. He's a banker. He has interest in just about any business that's important to West Tennessee, and anything that got done in West Tennessee, rural West, and Memphis included, John Wilder had a stamp on it. There's a tower at the University of Memphis known as the John Wilder Tower because he was most instrumental in securing funds for the University of Memphis, which is the great state university in West Tennessee. John Wilder helped me in my career, appointed me chairman of the State and Local Government Committee, for which I served, I think it was 12 years in that body. And although there were times when he was not as enthusiastic about the Tennessee education lottery as I was, at the end, there were 22 votes on the board in the Tennessee Senate to provide give the people a right to vote on a lottery provision that had been banned in our Constitution since the early 1800s. And that vote, with those essential 22 votes, everyone was necessary. Governor John Wilder was one, Congressman Marsha Blackburn was another, Congressman Lincoln Davis was another, led to students in Tennessee having the opportunity to go to school. I thank John Wilder, I thank Congressman Blackburn for bringing this, and I'm proud to be a co-sponsor of the John Wilder Post Office. Thank you, Madam Speaker.